Shalom, everybody. Rabbi Edelstein here. I'm back. Good to see you. And I'm back with this week's installment of Rabbi Ian 3, brought to you by MEOR DC. Find us and learn about our programs at our website, meordc.org, or on Facebook at MEOR DC. And great programs are coming up. The semester is starting fairly soon. Well, we still have a couple weeks of summer, I hope. Sort of. Okay. But it's great to be here. And I want to share with you a beautiful thought in this week's Torah portion, Re'eh, from the book of Devarim, Deuteronomy. Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, our teacher, is speaking to the Jewish people. And he says the following, and listen. And listening is what it's all about over here. Re'eh anochi nosein lifnechem hayom bracha uklala. See, I am placing before you today bracha, a blessing, uklala, and a curse. As habracha, the blessing, that you will listen to the commandments of Hashem, our God, that I'm commanding you today. And the curse, if you will not listen to the commandments of Hashem, your God, and stray from the path that I'm commanding you today. Blessing and curse, he's presenting before the Jewish people, before us. That's the first thing to keep in mind. That's what life is, a choice. Are we going to live a life of blessing or klala, the opposite of blessing, which I hope we'll talk about in a second. But you might have noticed a lack of parallelism in the verse. Moshe says, the blessing, that you will listen to the commandments of Hashem. The curse, if you will not listen to the commandments of Hashem. Why doesn't it say the blessing, if you'll listen, the curse, if you will not listen? So Rabbi Samson Raphael Hirsch says it beautifully. Note, many of the commentaries point out this difference, and listen what Rabbi Samson Raphael Hirsch says. I'm going to read it because it's so beautiful. He says, the actual fulfillment of God's commandments is already in itself a real part of the blessing, which not only follows the obedience of listening to the commandment, but starts to be realized by and with the carrying out of the mitzvah. The mental and moral act, which is accomplished every time we faithfully obey the Torah, is itself a blessed progress, a step forward of our whole being. And with every mitzvah act, we bless ourselves. Beautiful. In other words, the doing of the mitzvah, the carrying out of the commandment of God, is itself a blessing. Yes, there's a reward after the blessing. In the next world, of course, the ultimate reward. But the doing of the mitzvah itself is a blessing, is a source of spiritual enlightenment, is a connection to God. It enriches our life, the doing itself. Now you say, but Rabbi, it doesn't even say doing, it says listen. That's true. Always in the Torah, listening implies then the doing, but some commentaries point out that the blessing, the good stuff, starts even with the listening, even with opening up our minds and our attention to what a commandment is, and listening and studying. Then the blessing begins there. Of course, we should do the commandment, and when we do it, there's a blessing, but even in the listening, there's the beginning of enrichment, illumination, connectedness. That's what, the word bracha comes from the word brecha, is related to the word brecha, an underground spring, bubbling up from underground with fresh water. Hashem is the source of our lives, of course, physical life, but the source of the meaning in our life. And every mitzvah draws or connects us to that living well, the source of all life. Just doing a mitzvah is a blessing. Yes, there's reward. Of course, Judaism teaches that. But the blessing is now, today, like Moshe Rabbeinu says over and over in these verses. Today, blessing and the opposite. Richness, fullness, meaning versus emptiness. The choice is ours today and every day. Have a great Shabbos, which is the source of blessing, the rabbis tell us. Good Shabbos.